All right, hi everybody. This is Craig Hill, and welcome to Interpretive Practices, BI500, an online course at Fuller Seminary, and happy to have you in here. I just want to walk through a little bit of the syllabus. The best thing to do with this Prezi presentation is to have your syllabus printed out and handy to take a look at as we walk through this information. So, as we move through, you can see what class this is and who I am. You can also see the best way to get in touch with me. My email is there, craig_hill@fuller.edu. That is my mobile phone number. Probably the best way, if the best way to get in touch with me is by email. If I don't respond immediately to your email, feel free to text me, and then I can get back to that. Or if you want to set up a time and appointment to Skype or Google Chat, that would be fine. I will be available throughout the quarter, so make use of that as you would like. The other place you can use the assignments and questions forum on Moodle. That is probably the best place so that I can answer it online and answer any questions that other people might have as well. They have the ability to read that also. So that's contact information if you need to get in touch with me personally, and I'd be happy to do that. If you're local, I would actually enjoy meeting you, maybe sitting down for a cup of coffee. I'm locally in Southern California, so feel free if you'd like to do that. All right, a couple things about what this course is going to do, just down to brass tacks. The first thing is that there are required reading assignments and reports. This is 10% of your grade. And when we talk about required reading, there's a couple of things. One is I'm going to ask you each week to view either a PDF, which is the equivalent of a lecture, or something like this, a Prezi voiceover, what we would call a micro lecture, like a 10-minute long Prezi voiceover such as this. So every week you're either going to have a PDF document that you're going to look at, or you're going to have a Prezi voiceover that is going to serve as your lecture for the week or lectures. There's also going to be required readings, and all of the required readings will be listed both in the syllabus as well as on the Moodle page, and that will point you to the e-reserves, which is probably on the right-hand column. There's a little box on Moodle that you can view the course in e-reserves, and it'll take you to the readings that are required, and then you click on the appropriate reading, and those readings will be listed on the Moodle page and in the syllabus. Every other week, you'll be reporting your reading in the form of a quiz. It's like a true-false quiz, and all you do is it'll say something like, I read such and such, and you write true if you read it, false if you did not, and then that reports your reading, and there's 5 of those reading reports throughout the quarter. It's every other week. All right. As we get into the biblical text, one of the things that we're going to be doing are biblical text exercises, and they will typically alternate weeks. You'll do a biblical text exercise one week, and then you'll do a group engagement another week. These exercises are in a text of Scripture. They focus on a particular interpretive method. You work on them as an individual, and then you turn in a Microsoft Word document to Moodle. You upload it to Moodle. But the work on this is as an individual. These are short. They're exercises in a method, and so I'll give you some instructions in a text, and you'll kind of go through whether it's a word study or whether it's trying to put context around a passage or something to that effect. Each one will have its own instructions, and you'll turn in your own document, and there will be one of these on the various weeks that you see below. Now, also in this course, you're going to be working in small groups, in a small group, and you'll be working with your assigned group, and I'll put you into a group, on a Google document. And the nice thing about Google Docs is, well, one of the nice things is it's free, but another nice thing about Google Docs is that I can send out a Google Doc, and I can invite you to a certain Google Doc, and then you as a group can work on that and type into it, and have some online discussion through the Google Doc and creating some interpretive insights on a particular passage together as a group on a Google Doc. So I'll give you an assigned biblical text. You'll analyze it. You'll make observations. You'll discuss it together. You'll discuss observations that other people in your group have made about it. You'll think about it together virtually, and you'll look at it from your various viewpoints. Every Google Doc that I will send out to you and invite you to, the instructions will be on it. You will receive an email invitation to the Google Doc, and there'll be 4 of these in the course of the quarter. The first one, I think the first one comes in week 2 or 3. Oh, it's in week 3 is our first Google Doc. So we'll make sure that everybody knows how to do that. There's a little online tutorial about how to get onto a Google Doc, and so you can take a look at that. One of the other things that we'll be doing every week is there will be a discussion forum every week. They will be on Moodle, and you can see for Moodle, it is divided up weekly. So every week has instructions, has everything that you need for the week. It also has the assignments, and it'll have a forum. And for the online forums, what we do is we discuss either the exercises that we're doing, or we discuss the group engagements as we are doing, or the reading. Probably more often than not, you're discussing something related to the reading for the week in the forums. Each student will write an original post to the forum, and then will respond to at least 2 others. And so the initial post, typically what we want to see happen is that we want the initial post to be done by, what do we say? As I'm looking at the syllabus, usually initial post by Wednesday, final posts by Saturday, and that should do that. But each one is different, and so take a look at those. The first weekly forum is student introductions, where you simply introduce yourself to the class. So that will get us rolling on this if people have not yet engaged in kind of online learning platforms. So that's our first thing. The last thing, kind of the capstone of the course, is a text analysis paper. It's 1,500 words, so it's not super long. There's not a lot of research. I'm asking you to engage with 2 to 3 critical commentaries on a passage. But what you're doing is we're taking all of the exercises and methods that we've learned up to this point, up through the 9 weeks of the course, and we're going to now engage in looking at a passage individually. You will do this with a text analysis paper. And so you're going to look at commentaries. On all the other stuff, I'm asking you not to look at commentaries, but by the end, I want you to start to engage with some of the commentaries and confirm your observations, find new insights. I want you to write up your analysis as an academic paper with proper footnotes, with proper bibliography. Even though you're not doing a massive research job on it, you are doing a minimal research work, and so I want you to at least begin to show how you're doing academic work for text analysis, and you're offering an interpretation of the passage. So this is the capstone of the course. Some of the things that I want you to be aware of is that there are weekly due dates, and this is how I keep attendance in the class. Even though we're online, we want you present, and that means that there are assignments that are due every Wednesday at midnight and every Saturday at midnight. So you will, there will be places to submit your work. You'll either submit it into Google, submit it into Moodle, or you'll submit it as a Google Doc, or you will make a post or 2 or 3 on a forum. So that's important. If you are submitting work, please submit it and uploading it to Moodle. Please do it as a Microsoft Word document. Allows me then to grade it and write comments into it, etc., etc. So the last day to turn in any work for this course is Friday at 5 p.m. of finals week. So you'll look at your finals week schedule, and Friday at 5 p.m. is the last time I can accept any work for the course, and that should be explained in the syllabus with more specificity. And then just a little bit about grading, just so you understand, when we talk about grading, an 85 out of 100, a B, is the baseline that I begin at. In other words, if you turn in an assignment and you complete the assignment, satisfactorily fulfilling the requirements of the assignment, that is worth an 85. That's a B. That's what the average is. That's essentially, that's good. Good job. Moving up from there is showing that you are engaging the material at a higher level than simply satisfactorily. And so moving up from there, we go from to very good, that would be a B plus, to superior, which would be an A minus, to outstanding, which would be an A. If you're not fulfilling requirements of the assignment, not reading the instructions, not doing something that I ask you to do in the instructions, then we go down from 85 from there. So that would be down to a B minus, which would be below average, to a C plus, which is adequate to borderline, which goes down to a C minus, or a C, which would be getting down to below a passing level. There are no D's at Fuller. So hopefully that won't be the case, but I just wanted to let you know that 85 is the baseline. That's where I begin the grading if you're turning it in and satisfactorily beginning accomplishing the goals of the course. Every week, there should be a little bit of a weekly introduction video. There should be a lecture, a PDF, or a Prezi voiceover. You'll do work in a biblical text. You'll read something, and you will then participate in a discussion forum. So the idea is that through all of these things, you'll be interacting with the biblical text, you'll be interacting with each other, and you'll be interacting with me as your professor. Ultimately, what we want you to do, you're seminarians, and we want to send you out not into the academy and into the church, and we want you to be competent to engage biblical texts in an academic setting and in an academic way, but also to engage biblical texts in and for ministry settings. So ultimately, we want you to be able to engage both the church and the academy with your biblical text work. And that's what this course is about, beginning for you in your seminary education. So I hope you have a good time in the course, and I look forward to reading your work.